The violence in Uvalde, Texas comes just a week and a half after deadly mass shootings at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, and a church in Southern California. They're all part of a surge in mass shootings in America in the past few years, and in many of those shootings, law enforcement missed warning signs like explicit posts on social media. Let's bring in senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky, along with ABC News contributor and former FBI special agent in charge, Richard Frankel, for more on this. Richard, I want to start with you. How can state and federal law enforcement better coordinate with police departments so they can act on threatening social media posts before they turn to violence?
Well, you have a little bit of an issue here because you have to be very careful that you're not infringing on anyone's rights. And that's what the, law enforcement, both federal, state, local, all have to be careful of. But you do have the task forces that are there that can then coordinate if there are social media posts that are reported to law enforcement that then allow them to act on. One of the issues is that people aren't reporting. Hey, listen, let's go back to see something, say something. That worked well. If somebody in the public sees something on social media, they need to report it to law enforcement. Then law enforcement needs to coordinate it between all levels to make sure that they act on it as soon as possible.
And Richard, based on the posts that have come out so far, do you look at that and you think, oh yeah, this was a warning sign missed? Or do you think that's a kind of post that can also just sometimes be someone blowing off steam?
I think it is something that's missed, but again, it wasn't over. I guess it wasn't over the top. It wasn't somebody saying, I'm going out to shoot and kill somebody. It was somebody who I believe was showing off guns or things like that. It's one of those things where it's a personal decision of the person who sees it. But at this point, I think we have to be much more aggressive in what we see online and determine that it needs to go to law enforcement.
And so, Aaron, what is the latest on this investigation, and how are they approaching the social media aspect of this?
So the social media is definitely part of what law enforcement is looking at, Diane, as they try to search for some kind of triggering event. Were there signs? And it seems to be. As they dig into these social media posts, they are finding plenty of images of guns and other violent content. Friends have spoken about animal abuse and instances that the shooter, Salvador Ramos, shared with them on social media. There's also self-mutilation that they're finding, and friends have said that he cut himself, and is that something that may have come into play? But the picture that's developing through social media and interviews with friends and relatives is of a bit of a disturbed young man who has some prevalence toward violence. Of course, when you talk to friends, they'll tell you that they never thought it would come to this. How often have we heard that before?
Of course, we heard even his grandfather saying, if I had any idea, I would have reported him to police
There's
myself.
a question about the role of adults in his life, because the span of this, I think, is quite staggering. 8 days from the time he turns 18, buys guns, carries out the shooting. 8 days is not a lot of time to perhaps intervene.
No, it's not. All right, Aaron Katersky, Richard Frankel, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.